Hey, what's up, guys? It's that GTA Fan 720 with another stream, because you guys requested it. So, if we get a certain person in this lobby, we can actually start the enthusiastic stream. Shh, I'm gonna be quiet. Quit playing this video. Yeah, so I've been working on some different vlogs and stuff, and there should be some interesting. Actually, there's a video that I was editing that I just fixed, so it'll literally be going up as we speak. However, let me go to my actual, see if the person who's been wanting me to stream is actually in this, if Santiago is in this. Live streaming, streaming. I should have been streaming for quite a while. Okay, he's in the lobby. That's good. Or in the chat. So that's good. Let's see. Sorry for late. Yes, same here. No encoding overloaded, so that's good. The thing is, I have my second monitor unplugged right now because it's over there with my Xbox because I'm going to be doing a video soon on Connect. My hair is messed up. I got back yesterday from a family get together for Father's Day and for my birthday, so that was cool. I just ordered a bunch of stuff on Amazon. Some of it will be arriving on Tuesday, and then a couple other things should be sprinkled out throughout the week. I mean, like one other thing that should be arriving on like Thursday or something. So in a couple days, expecting an unboxing. There's going to be something special. It's going to completely overhaul the channel, kind of, in a way. Yes, I wear my glasses because I was too lazy to put on my contacts. So, can you fix your PC? I'm assuming you're referring to this PC. How's the stream doing? So I'm assuming you're referring to this webcam cable sucks. I'm assuming you are referring to this laptop here, of which I'm not sure if I can fix it just yet because, in fact, chances are I won't be able to fix this and I'll just be able to salvage it for parts. But the problem is if the motherboard's dead, then chances are whenever it died, it was probably due to liquid damage and it probably took everything else with it. I know I'll probably at least get the hard drive out of it. And I might be able to get the RAM and the CPU, but I could be wrong on that. I'm not really sure what I'm going to do with the shell. I might even see if I can't, because I could very easily get this apart. The only problem is I don't have the right bit for it. So as soon as I get the right bit for it, I will make a video tearing it down and everything and troubleshooting exactly what parts of it have failed or not, basically just swapping parts with my laptop and seeing what works. And hopefully I should be able to salvage something from it. And YouTube is not receiving enough video to maintain smooth streaming. As such, will experience buffering. Okay, great. I don't care. It doesn't say the encoding's overloaded. It says we're doing good, no drop frames, so I don't know what YouTube's going through, so that's bad. What's your favorite version of Windows? Probably Vista. And I have, once I get this proper screwdriver bit, I should be able to get into it. And who knows, maybe I might even be able to see if I can't swap the motherboard. And if I can do that, and I can swap a motherboard for this machine at a relatively low price, I can essentially have a good computer. Although, based on the fact that they supposedly sent this in, I'm assuming, because my family has worked with Geek Squad in the past, and Geek Squad is absolutely a complete joke. So it's pretty clear that even if this was the easiest to refurbish machine, they clearly just said, you know what, we can very easily refurbish this, but screw you, buy a new laptop. And that's exactly what they did. So they bought a brand new HP Spectre X360 when this thing was literally less than 3 years old. So yeah, I guess that's the advantage whenever you have incompetent techs and a family that has a crap ton of money to blow on laptops. But yeah, so this machine will probably be still in the graveyard until I get that proper bit. I need to identify what exact bit this is. So tomorrow I'm going to go up to the my local hardware shop, which closes at 1 for some reason, because that's smart. So I'm basically going to have to rush home in order to get this thing over there. Or I could probably just put it in my backpack and then stop there on the way, and then find a bit driver that actually fits this. And then as a result, I should be able to just remove all these screws, lift off the back panel, and then service it from here. I should be able to get to the RAM and the hard drive and all that. I don't see why I wouldn't be able to, considering that there's just screws to get into it. Plus, Lenovo generally makes stuff that's very easy to repair, although I can't speak as much for their consumer line, because their business line is generally much more aimed at ease of repair and upgrades. So I'm not really sure, but we'll have to see on that. So this is also... Let's see, let me edit this video. Who is that PC? It is a Lenovo Yoga 211. Or Lenovo Yoga 2, basically. So it's the second Lenovo Yoga. It's an 11-inch model. It's a 2013 model, but this specific one was manufactured in 2014. It has an Intel Core i3. I forgot which version, but it's probably Haswell. It has 4 gigs of RAM, a 500 gigabyte hard drive, and Windows 8. So it should be able to... Well, it says 2014, so I'm assuming this is Windows 8.1. But obviously, if it was 8, they probably upgraded it to 8.1, maybe even 10. I'm not really sure when they had this, when this laptop actually died, but I'm going to assume that it was very recently, because my cousin who had this literally just got his new laptop. So considering that they're very, they have plenty of means to replace a laptop as soon as it's dead, I'm assuming this probably died like sometime within the past like couple months, I would say. So that's good. Or that's not good. That's terrible. But yeah, so I don't know. This, you guys saw my video where I unboxed this. It was really cool and everything. But you know, it was kind of funny, because I thought, if you guys watched the video, I actually thought that this was a new well, not new, but like, you know, I thought it was his old laptop, because I knew that he got a new laptop, but he didn't say that his old laptop, that he killed his old laptop. He just said, oh, I got a new one. You know, and I was like, oh, okay, so I'm assuming his old one was probably really old. And then I saw this, and I'm like, oh, well, this is pretty new, actually. This is still really good. And this would have been pretty much, this is like literally like the exact laptop that I was, I wasn't familiar with this specific model, but this was like pretty much the exact laptop that I was going to ask for whenever I was ready to purchase a new laptop. Although I would have wanted one that was a bit bigger screen, but besides that, it was pretty much everything spot on. But no, this is completely dead. So it's kind of my fault, because I didn't initially see that part of the... I didn't initially see that part of the letter that said that it was dead. So actually, here's a letter right here. It says, I'm sending you, insert cousin's name here, old laptop, it does not work. So we were told the motherboard has gone bad. So basically, the incompetent people at Geek Squad couldn't figure out that this was, it literally took me less than 2 minutes to figure out this thing was liquid damaged, and the incompetent idiots at Geek Squad couldn't even tell that by looking at it. Like, seriously, there probably could have been water dripping out the inside of this, and those idiots probably wouldn't have guessed it had liquid damage. Nothing against Geek Squad, it's just they're just not smart. Best Buy just doesn't hire the right people. I would love to work for Geek Squad, then I could actually show them how this is actually supposed to be done. But needless to say, this machine's dead, and I'll be able to salvage some parts with it, and maybe even swap the motherboard. Why don't we look at that right now? Why don't we see how much is the motherboard for this the replacement motherboard would be, and we can look up teardowns on how this actually works. So, okay, great. Actually, let's switch. Here we go. So I'm only on one monitor right now, so that's why it's kind of screwed up. So let's look this up. So Lenovo Yoga 11 2013 replacements. Replacement mobile. Motherboard replacement. Here we go. I fix it. Oh, the right to repair. Yes. Okay, great. Go away for now. Difficulty moderate. Yep, remove the screws. Oh, here we go. 6mm T5 torque screws. So let me write that down. So let's see. So, come on, you piece of junk. Let's see. So 6mm T5 torques. So 6mm T5 torques. So these are Torx bits. And then it says, let's see, remove. Okay, so this has an this has an M.2 drive. That's really nice. So I could actually, I'm not sure, I don't think my motherboard only has one M.2 slot. But that means holy crap. And this is a 500 gig drive, so I could actually upgrade my internal M.2 with a bigger boot thing, which means that, of course, that means I would have to reinstall Windows and probably go through that hell all over again because it took me so long to get this thing to work. But whatever. Of course, I mean, if I'm literally just swapping it out, then I can stick the old one back in if it ever has problems. But yeah, so then remove screws, arrows indicating location. Actually, I could probably do this fairly easily. I'm fine removing ribbons and Torxes and all that. So, okay, so how much is so does iFixit link to this? So, follow the instructions in reverse order. Okay, that's great. So, is there a link to actually buy the replacement part? Dang it, I need to just save up and get the iFixit toolkit so that I can actually have all the bits here. And then I could probably sell my other screwdriver bits and get those. But yeah, so I should be able to get this fairly well. Alright, so that'll work pretty good. I'm not sure how much the replacement Mobo actually is, so let's look this up here. See how much a replacement motherboard actually costs. So, okay, so there's the right to repair bill, so that's good because I do support the right to repair. I don't know what kind of idiot wouldn't, unless you're like a corporate hack who wants to make it to where the moment someone buys a product, they're not allowed to fix it and they have to buy a new one, in which case you are the scum of the earth. Okay, so here's a replacement motherboard on eBay. $150. Yes? Yes? Alright guys, I'll step out for a couple minutes. Talk amongst yourselves. like a cockroach. I can't look away. Okay, we're back. We are back. What do you think about DaddyOFive? He is an evil, abusive, worthless pile of crap that deserves to still be punished for every single thing that he did to all of his kids. I definitely don't support anything that he did. And I'm being serious. It's like, I can't believe there are some people out there that are like, oh, he was just joking around. He was just acting. And it's like, oh my god, well, give his kids a freaking Emmy because I'm so glad that they're in a much better position now. I think at some point he lost custody of them, and he was actually, they lived with like another relative of his. But I'm so glad that he is no longer a parent. And then I love how he removed all those videos and issued this like half-assed apology saying, oh, okay, we're going to be dressed all fancy because this is what our lawyers told us to do. We're going to seem like we're really sorry about everything. And we're going to seem like we totally weren't trying to hurt our kids and exploit them for views and for YouTube monetization money. It makes me sick. Oh, God. Seriously, it's just... People always bring up... I'll always talk about, like with family and stuff, I'll talk about very controversial subjects like abuse and like that parent, like, people laugh when people bring up ideas like this, but people legitimately should have a license in order to be allowed to have a kid. And I know that's kind of like, oh, but they should be allowed to have a kid. They shouldn't be tied down like they do in other countries, like Asia or something, where you're only allowed to have a certain number of kids. I'm not saying that. I'm saying make sure that they're fit parents before they're allowed to go forward with a pregnancy. And yes, I am pro-choice. It's like, am I gonna say that we should, like... I just think that, you know, people always flip out because people are like, oh, well, if you're pro-abortion, that means that, or not pro-abortion, if you're pro-choice, that means that you're pro-abortion, and that means that you support abuse, and that means you support neglect, and that means you support killing of children. And it's like, are you freaking stupid? It's like, yes, you know, once people say like, oh, once they get a heartbeat, that's a cutoff. And it's like, I'm going to be honest. It's like, if I was in an abusive situation, like, if you asked any kid who was in an abusive household, they would be like, what is your stance on abortions? They would be like, well, it'd probably be better than where I am at now. And obviously they're not actually going to say that, because usually if they're abusers or whoever is still in the general vicinity, then they're not going to allow them to say that because they're going to get the shit kicked out of them. It's just the truth. People always bring up, you know, are like, oh, kids of my generation have it too easy. We remember, like, when I was a kid and I did something bad, I got slapped across the face. I got kicked in the ass, and that kept me from doing bad things. Or I'll see parents that they'll scream at their kids, and, you know, they'll say like, oh, well, they don't even understand. They're just, you know, they don't care about what's going on. And it's like, how stupid are you? It's like, why were you allowed to procreate? Like, how did you even know, like, what the process is for having a child if you clearly cannot take care of your children? It's like, I know people always bring up, it's like, oh, you shouldn't, you know, you shouldn't completely coddle your kids, and you need to teach them a lesson. It's like, that's not the way to do it. It's like, the whole point of punishment and the whole point of making kids realize that what they did was wrong is you're supposed to make them think about it. You're supposed to make them realize that what they did was wrong, or sometimes they might not even know. Like, people always say it's either they know exactly what they're doing, or, oh, they have no idea, therefore I need to scream at them because otherwise they won't pay attention. It's like when someone is growing up, they are sponges of information, and if you're their parent, then they will instinctively trust what you have to say. So if you punish them in a way, like, I know people will say like, oh, well, you need to do something. You need to... Here's what I would do if I was a parent, okay? Let's say I was a parent right now, or like in 20 years or whatever, if I do ever decide to have kids. And my kid, you know, he runs out in the middle of the street, through traffic, and he almost gets hit by a car. And I go run after him. I grab him. I pull him out of the street. What am I gonna do? Am I gonna slap him? Am I gonna spank him? Am I gonna scream at him saying, you shouldn't have done that? You could have gotten killed? No, that's not the way you're supposed to do it. At least in my opinion. Now, I know people will say, well, they can raise their kids however they want to. And it's like, well, that's the thing. It's like your kid didn't decide how they wanted to be raised. You didn't give them the option to say, how do you want to be raised? Do you want to have a punishment that's prolonged for 2 weeks? Or do you want me to just smack you across the face and get it over with now? Because that's what a lot of parents I know who punish their kids that way. They'll say, oh, well, you need to just take it because then it will be over with. When that's not actually how it works. Because if your kid runs out in the middle of the street and you pull him out of the street and you smack him across the face, they're not going to remember that they shouldn't go out in the middle of the street. They're going to remember the fact that you hit them across the face. And they're going to become scared of you. They are going to think that you are the danger, because that's the way that not even just humans, just different species in general, they have the fight or flight response. So if the person who's designed to raise you, who's designed to bring you into this world and show you that this isn't just a place of happiness and happy fun time, then they shouldn't do that by introducing any form of physical trauma, because that's not how it happens in real life. Because in real life, do adults yell at each other? Yes. In real life, do adults sometimes get into physical confrontations where they may assault one another? Yes. And that's something that a lot of people don't bring up as well, is that, think about it like this. If your mother, let's say you were at a party. You were at a party for one of your mom's friends' kids. So you have met and you were friends with this kid. And this kid gave you a lot of stuff at his party, because even though it was his party, he gave a lot of the kids he would give them candy and all kinds of little trinkets and stuff, and he gave you that. So as a friend of his, you're thinking, wow, this person's really cool, because not only do we have an emotional connection to him, he actually physically gave me stuff, which is really cool. And then you get home and your mom sees all the stuff you have with you and thinks, wait a minute, this party wasn't for my kid, it was for the other kid. Therefore, my kid stole all of this stuff. Am I going to ask them if they stole this stuff? No. I'm going to just assume it, because I'm the parent and I am always right. And my child is always wrong. No matter what I do, it's justified because I'm the adult. So what happens? That mom spanks that kid because she thinks that he was a thief. And after that, she then gives him a long explanation about how, you will go to hell if you steal. You will go to jail if you steal. You will become a bad person if you steal. All this time, this kid is sitting here bawling his eyes out because he doesn't understand what is going on. And he doesn't understand what she's even talking about, because he was simply accepting a kind gesture from a friend. And what happens after that? Well, they're not allowed to see that kid anymore. And that kid doesn't understand what's going on either. But then he hears from the receiving end that this friend stole something of his. So he's thinking, why would they do that? That doesn't sound right. And then while the other kid is thinking, I didn't even take anything. What's going on? They were just being nice. So what happens is that you don't quite understand what's going on between the two parties, and as a result, this person gets falsely... What are you doing?
How are you still talking? That's the coolest thing. You're still talking on the... Oh, wow.
Because it's delayed.
It's like time delay.
Because that's what it is. It's delayed.
We just traveled in time.
No, it's not. It's just lagging behind a little bit.
Can you smash a DS? Abusive 5 is a knicker. I think this joke was fake. Hi. Hi, Santiago. How much of a delay is it?
Well, you'll know once you ask how much of a delay is it. Can you not do that? But yeah, he was talking about, I don't know if you know, but there was this person named DaddyOFive, and this was basically like a family where they posted like a lot of videos of, actually, yeah, that's exactly what we were talking about, because he was posting a lot of videos of him beating the crap out of his kids, and he was putting it on YouTube. And he was putting it on YouTube and everything, so a lot of people freaked out about him because they're like, you know, you're abusing your kids. And so eventually, like, he took down all the videos and posted like a fake apology video saying, oh, hey, we would never do that. And basically he had his lawyers make him put like an apology video, and it got like a bunch of backlash because a lot of people were saying like, oh, well, he's a terrible person. And they eventually lost custody of the kids, and now they're living with like one of their other family members, because he was literally like posting videos of him like throwing his son.
Oh, can you rewind it? I missed it where I was beating you.
I probably could. Probably like right. I don't know.
No, back a little further.
I don't know.
A little further. I look goofy on camera.
You look goofy all the time. Oh, yeah, well, not all the time, but most of the time. You have a little hole in your shirt.
Wait, I'm gonna beat you. I have a gigantic forehead.
Yeah. Ah. What you making?
Food.
I like food. Yeah, what was I talking about? Yeah, that was my dad, everybody. He's cool. Yeah, so I was doing a, can you smash a DS? If I get a broken DS, then maybe. I mean, I don't really plan to smash anything. It's just kind of if we get something that's broken. I had a bunch of stuff that we were going to break, but we threw it away. Anyways, but yeah, so in that situation, like, you never taught that kid that you should have sat down first and said, hey, you shouldn't do this. Here are the repercussions. Why? When now all that kid is going to remember is whenever you physically, when you had a physical altercation with him, and they're going to be scared of you, and they're not going to actually learn their lesson that they were supposed to learn. And how do I know this? Because that actually happened. This was an actual thing that happened between me and my mom when, like, about 10 years ago, whenever I saw one of her friends, who had a birthday party. So that actually happened. And of course, now in retrospect, obviously I know what I did. So you might be thinking, oh, well, that just makes it invalid because you do remember what you did. But at the same time, it's like, that's still not the point. I just don't support it at all. And I don't understand how... Well, it's not a matter of I don't understand. It's a matter of the facts are the facts, is that you should not have any type of physical altercation with your children in order to teach them a lesson or otherwise. Because people always bring up, it's like, oh, well, I was hit when I was a kid and I was slapped around and I turned out fine. It's like, yeah, but that doesn't account for the people who actually developed mental and physical trauma because of this, developed things like, social anxiety, developed many different things. Like some people would even develop very severe mental disorders because they can't deal with the fact that the people who are supposed to be providing for them and taking care of them are essentially seen as enemies. And I just do not support any person who chooses to raise their kids in that manner. And as a person who's dealt with that in my youth, then I totally understand the perspective. I'm not just saying, well, I was raised fine when I was a kid, but I can still say that, it's just something that people will always debate about, and people will always be, lukewarm on, or they'll try to decide, because that's the problem with a lot of these cases that involve child abuse and stuff like that, because where is the actual line between punishment and abuse? And a lot of times it's really hard to define where that line is, but the truth is that it's not really a matter of where that line is, it's the fact of what should you do when you hit that line. Because I've seen plenty of cases where people, I've had friends who were in very abusive situations, and thankfully I don't want to say I'm more fortunate than them, but I don't want to say I'm worse off either, because I don't really like to compare like that. But they're in a certain situation. One of my friends, there was one night where he actually got locked out of his house, and he basically had to find a friend who would allow them to stay with them over the night. And as a result, they were basically falling asleep in class the next day. And that's terrible. But nobody was ever really, from what I saw, nobody was contacted about it. Nobody was punished for it. And it's do people not understand that the parents can screw up and they might need punishing themselves, especially if it's something that they didn't know? And people always bring up with schooling or something like that, it's, oh, well, there shouldn't be a life skills section in class because you're supposed to learn that from your parents. And it's but what if your parents don't teach you that? What if you're never taught that? Then you're completely stuck. And then it's just a vicious cycle that goes further and further into the generations. So I don't support it. I don't support what he did. I do not support, especially the idea of putting it on YouTube and trying to make money off of this. It's just, it's just cruel, and I just don't support it. And people always tell me, it's oh, that means you're, I keep forgetting which political party actually would be against child abuse or abortions or anything like that. But that's the thing, because it's I'm pro-choice, but at the same time, I don't support child abuse. So people are oh, well, you have to be one or the other. You have to be both one way or both one way. And I'm I'm not. So are you conservative or liberal? And I'm I'm neither, because I don't fall on either side. I'm not just, I can't just copy and paste myself to conservative or liberal, although between the two I seem to be a little bit more on the liberal side, but I'm still quite far from either side, because they're both just extremists, and I don't support political parties or anything like that, because it keeps people from thinking. And I definitely don't support a lack of intellectual thought. So, what was I doing? I'm trying to edit this title. Let's see. Go to my server. He wants me to go to his Discord server. Okay, let's go to your Discord server. Let's see if there's anything good on the server. I have my Discord server, but I don't actually have... I have a Ghost vs. Josh group I just made, but I'm not actually making an announcement video yet, because I'm actually working on a new channel trailer, because I haven't made one since 2016, and that was way off from what my actual content was. So I'm very it's gonna be like a complete overhaul. I'm actually I just finished editing a new Ghost vs. Josh video, so I will actually post that right now while we are live. Why'd you smash a working Acer PC? I actually didn't. I traded it in because I don't, it was working just fine, so I went ahead and traded it in. Let's see, desktop. Here we go. Let's see, let's monetize that ish. Put this under the entertainment category. Add to playlist. Ghost vs. Josh. Yes, this is a new Ghost vs. Josh episode. Okay, Okay, so we got a new Ghost vs. Josh video going up, and there's also going to be a new vlog going up tomorrow. But I'll give you guys the scoop, and by you guys I mean Santiago. I'll give you the scoop on what's happened over the weekend. But this will be coming up in a new vlog that will go up tomorrow. This is a vlog from Psycho Josh that I'm uploading now. And then tomorrow will be a vlog from me, like the real me, not the fake Josh. Like, it'll be like a real vlog. And that is essentially actually over the weekend, meaning like literally a day after my birthday, my bike got stolen, which really sucks. Yeah, like someone literally just snatched it right out of our driveway because I was dumb and didn't have a lock on it. Which I do have a bike lock, but I wasn't using it at the time. So, that's my fault. But basically, the bike got stolen, and it got stolen overnight. So we basically called the police. We reported it, but so far I haven't heard anything back. So I'm not really sure what's going on with that, but I'm assuming the bike is long gone. So I don't have a bike now, which is a pretty fantastic birthday present. So literally one day after my birthday, someone steals my bike. So yeah. I'll probably call some of my friends and see if they might have seen it wherever they are. I doubt it, but it's probably worth a shot. Just in case. I don't know. It's probably very unlikely, but especially at this point it's probably completely gone. But I don't know. I don't know. Sure, why don't I go ahead and call them? Dude, call me back. I don't know. Hey, let's see. Okay, so just changed the title again. So you guys probably saw the last part of the title and said, hey, what's this about fidget spinners? Well, I actually bought one. Yep, I bought a fidget spinner because, yep. Did people not realize what these things are actually intended for? It's like, this thing's all dressed up, it looks like it's a toy, it looks like something a 5-year-old would have, but these things are actually designed for people who have, like, attention, not necessarily, like, disorders, but, like, just, I mean, all humans, to an extent, have some problems focusing, because, you know, our brains naturally want to focus on other things. So this is actually a great way to keep your hands occupied, like, if you're writing something, or if you're on your phone, and, you know, you need something to kind of occupy, like, a repetitive task while your brain is doing something, and it's supposed to help you focus. And in this case, it's a silent one, so it's not hurting anybody else. But there have been a bunch of stupid people who have been throwing these things at each other, and some schools are actually banning them. So the exact thing that was designed to help people focus is literally being banned for doing the exact opposite, because people are stupid. And yeah, so the good thing is that my school doesn't ban these, or at least as far as I know. But like, if they do, like, legit, if they have banned it, then I guess I can understand why. But, you know, last time I've heard, they haven't banned them, and people still have them at the very least, and people haven't been being scolded like, oh, put that away, because they haven't been much of a problem at my school from what I've seen. So hopefully these things haven't been banned by next year. Otherwise, I will literally have wasted my money, and I will be, you know, I probably don't know what I'm going to do, because I'm probably not going to get the money for this back at that point. But then I literally won't be able to use it at school, which is like the most important place where you would have to use it. So I'll probably just complain until something happens, which nothing ever does, because, you know, people are stupid. Okay, so this video is, let's do full capture on this, make me a bit bigger. So, this video is currently being processed, so, yes. So yes, this is a new Ghost vs. Josh video. This is actually recorded quite a bit ago. I'm not really sure when it was exactly recorded, but It was at some point. I need to find the actual time it was recorded. Where did I have it? Josh Vlog. Here we go. So when was this? What date was this? June 12th. Okay, great. So I can have that. There we go. Perfect. And once we get this, this should be able to be uploaded. Yes, I am recording. But what do you need?
Well, when you're done, come out and talk to me. It's almost time to eat anyway.
All right, no problem. Yep, so it is almost being published. Alright guys, so Santiago. This is uploading, going up now. 2 minutes remaining. So guys, I should probably text Jif because he really likes the Ghost vs. Josh series, so he'll probably enjoy this newest video. Yeah, I should probably text him. I think he'll love this. This one's like really, actually, I'm gonna just call him. Do. Dude, there's a new Ghost vs. Josh video literally going up in 15 seconds. So yeah, I know you like that series and everything, so definitely watch the video. I'm also streaming right now, so if you want to pop on, but I'll probably end it in a few minutes. Anyway, I'll talk to you later. Goodbye. Alrighty, so 1 second remaining and it should be published. Or it should be processed, and then we can publish it. Great. 8 bits what I see. Yeah, it probably looks like crap. I don't really care. So, yeah. I'm gonna wait till the things pop up to where I can pick a thumbnail. I don't do fancy thumbnails on this series. It's supposed to be just like, not classic, just basic stuff. I did cut footage together, so this actually is like the first Ghost vs. Josh episode where there's some form of editing. Basically, the story behind that is Josh basically convinced that GTA fan to edit the video for him, and he did because he loves seeing Josh all weird. This is kind of a more emotional video because this is kind of like a stepping stone for the character. But you guys can watch that video and see if I'm a good actor or if I'm absolutely abysmal. But hey, I mean, it's funny. Processing done. Okay, so any thumbnails? Thumbnails. Anyway, guys, this should be going up. But yeah, so that's my flip spinner, or whatever it's called, fidget spinner. I definitely understand the appeal of these because they're just like simple little I mean, because people are treating them like they're toys, so I guess they're toys. They were considered toys, but they were also like considered, you know, like not therapeutic, but more like attention related devices. But I mean, that's the truth. It's like no matter what it is, somebody will find a way to use it wrong. So that's just pretty much how it is with everything. So Some people have also debated like whether these things are actually useful or not. I guess I'll have to see, because you know, tomorrow when I'm in school and stuff, if this actually does help me focus or not, or if it does or if it doesn't, I'm not sure. Yeah, I'll just do this thumbnail. Okay, let's publish it. And boom, there we go. And we have a Discord comment, I'm assuming, from Santiago. Oh yes, Windows 4.45. Huh. Beautiful. First, ha ha.
What's up, guys? This is Josh.
Yay. Okay, guys, I think I'm gonna go ahead and end this stream now. I'm not really sure if there's anything else that needs to be discussed, but yeah. Oh, this matches my shirt. Anyway, guys, it's that GTA fan 720. I hope you guys enjoyed the stream. There will be 2 more vlogs going up tomorrow and on Tuesday. There's actually going to be quite a few videos throughout this week, just because I have plenty of stuff on back order, so those should be able to go up. I don't know if I should upload both the vlogs tomorrow, but I kind of don't want to, because I don't really want to have one of them risk viewership, which already, if I don't leave a video up for like a week, it doesn't get that many views anyway, and nobody really goes back and watches the back catalog of my videos, so I'm not really sure that's going to work. But anyway, guys, this is that GTA fan 720 signing out. I hope you guys